Parents were really counseling and talking to their kids really about death. They just said we just had to go by how the older people, acted. So you cry, but I had so much anger in me because it's like my dad is gone. Like I didn't care for nobody. It's just that he's gone. Like he was so protective over us. I know to this day he was alive. The dudes that I'm going to talk about, it nowhere would have got close to me. He was very protective. But he passed away and it was hard for my mom. So my mom, in my life, I had two stepfathers. The one I'm going to tell you about is the first stepfather. Remember now, my mom used to go out partying. I don't think she come from church going girl into that sinning world, and she was doing drugs, she was drinking, partying almost every weekend. So she just had a taste of that life out there, and I didn't think she, didn't know how to handle that. So she got caught up and was partying all the time, going out to clubs mostly every weekend or every other weekend and having parties. And the times we not at our relatives' home, our grandparents' home. So my mom used to have this new stepfather in our life. He used to babysit us because he really didn't go too many places. But him and my mom used to fight. And so as he babysitting, I was around about 6 or 7. I remember like it was just yesterday. He will come into my room. I was sleeping with my sibling. He would come into my room and get me out of my bed. And he would pick me up and take me to my mom's room, him and my mom's room. And what he used to do is pull down if I had on pajamas, he would pull down my pajamas. Never pull down my panties like to maybe knee length. Then he will put saliva on my private part. And then he was smart. He never initially went in. But what he will do is rub his private part. He will rub his private part on my vagina and penetrate it like that. He will wipe me and put me back in my bed. He did that for a bit. There was times that he didn't come in my room, and I really had to use the restroom. So I had to determine. Now, I didn't want to agitate him by passing through the hallway, because see, in the hallway, you had to pass by my mama's room door to get to the restroom, because we only had one restroom. So I had to make a choice. Either I passed by the restroom and he see me and he pull me into the room, or I would take that chance and pee in the bed, and knowing that if I pee in the bed, then I'm going to get my butt whooped in the morning. So I had to make those two decisions. So the decision I made were, I'm going to pee in the bed and just take the ass whooping. It was better than him dragging me in there. So I used to, the time that he ain't coming out, to pee in the bed, and my mom used to get up in the morning and whoop my butt. Like, why are you peeing in bed all of a sudden? And she never knew. because he had done threatened me and said that he gonna kill my mom and he gonna kill my siblings. There was one time that my mom, she went out to clubbing like she always do, but for some reason he wanted to go out. So my mom got the neighbor down the street. She was a nurse. My mom got the neighbor down the street. She was a babysitter, and I'll never forget her. She's kind of bright skinned. She always had on that nursing uniform. The nursing uniform where they have the white uniform with the white hat, with the stockings and the nurse shoe. I thought that was so cool. Not like now, I got the nursing scrubs on now. But just to think about it, I may bring that back. I kind of like that uniform. That was like you knew that was a nurse coming. These days with these scrubs, you don't know if these doctors or nurses. But I liked it, their scrubs. I liked it, that uniform with the dress. I may bring that back. I may wear that. Look. But she watched me and my siblings. I remember that night, like it was yesterday, that I got up, I had to use the restroom. As I'm using the restroom, I was urinating, I was peeing. As I'm peeing, it was burning. Now, I didn't know then, like I know now, that I didn't have anything, but he kept rubbing with his penis on my top, my vagina, till it's like made it a little raw. Till when you pee, the salt from your urine was burning. So I was peeing and I was kind of yelling like, "Oh my God." Now I didn't say, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "Oh." And she heard me. The babysitter heard me. She knocked on the door. She said, "Are you okay in there?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Why are you making that noise?" I didn't say anything. She said, "Open the door." I was nervous and kind of scared that she was going to figure it out, but at the same time, I was happy, and at the same time, stuff was rushing through my head like, what did she find out? And she tell my mom, and my mom go home, and the man said he gonna kill my mom, or my mom gonna kill him, and I don't know. You as a kid, you thinking all kind of stuff. You're afraid. So I opened the door, and she looked me up and down. She was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "I heard you made a sound. What were you doing?" And I said, "I was using the restroom." And she said, "Were you peeing?" I said, "Yes." She said, "It hurts you when you pee?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." Then she looked at me because she saw, I guess I was scared for her to figure it out. Then again, I was happy that somebody figured it out. Then she asked me, she said, "Has anyone been touching you down there?" Then I looked at her. I didn't answer. She said, "I'm going to ask you again. Did someone touch you in your private part?" I just looked at her with a glance like I was tearing up because I was so afraid, but happy at the same time. Like, is she's going to like solve it? Then she was smart. She played the guessing game. She said, "I'm gonna name some people, and I want you to shake your head, yes or no." She said, "Is any of your uncles? Any of your uncles?" I said, She said, your aunties? She said, a family friend? I said, no. I shook my head. Cousin? Anybody? She stared at me and she said, your father? And I said, not knowing that my biological father had passed away. When she met my mom, my mom was with my stepfather, so she assuming that's my father. That lady grabbed me, she held me, and I just released the crying. She held me up. I cried and I cried in her arms because I was crying of joy. I was saying, she is a stranger. I have family on both sides of my dad and my mom. And this lady figured it out, even from a sound. And I was so happy that this lady figured out that I've been violated by my stepfather. All I remember is she called emergency numbers. I don't know if she called from my daddy's side or my mama's side, but I remember my uncles, because I had a lot of uncles on my daddy's side and a lot of uncles on my mom's side. I just know some uncles showed up. He got dealt with, and I don't remember seeing him that night. I don't remember his clothes or nothing. I just know he just disappeared. I ain't even seen the man no more. The man was gone out of my life, out of our lives. And that was a big relief for me, because I didn't know how to tell my mom, because he had threatened me multiple times that he's going to kill me